Katherine, and I am on the road for the first time since last year. I think I've driven one other time, but I was too freaked out to record. And the other time last year anyway. So the reason I did not drive in the whole last year is because the moving again, which is really big. It's really big that I was moving again, like getting mobility back in my legs. But I found out that it was the right psoas, right? So, but the problem is that doing that, we think I don't know. I have no idea why, but for whatever reason, I started having those cycle problems again. And every time a cycle problem happens, that's it. I lose mobility in my legs. My health gets really, really bad. And I kind of understand that now. If a cycle problem happens, all of the whole spine swells up down there, and like the whole pelvic area gets bad. And I really just, from my waist down, it just freezes up. I get stiff legs, and I fold up, and they clamp together. My legs clamp together and fold, and my body kind of swells and turns white. And I think the fascia, it's very specific what happens to me. We know this when the cycle's coming. And anyway, so that started happening a lot more when I started getting mobility in my legs. Whereas the year you guys saw me filming, I had this gorgeous year of like no cycling. And I think I talked to you about that on my filming. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that I haven't had any of that, because it gave me the ability to do physical therapy on my legs. I had like freedom in that area to like actually work on my legs. And so I haven't been able to sit up. Like, I've been back in the car bed this whole year, like since last summer. So this is my first time driving. I think I've gotten it driven one other time, and I can't even remember when. And so I'm off to deliver a manuscript. I finished the book, and I am like, the post office is only open during the day. I'm going to have to drive on my own, and this is the first good day I've had since finishing the book. It's like weeks later, but that's just the way it goes. That's the way it goes. That's just, you have to prioritize. That's the way it is, and things like that. And I'm doing this a very specific way, and I'm really happy about it. Everybody's different, and I'm really excited about the book because it is so solid. It's such a good read that I don't have to do anything fancy. Like, I don't have to say anything. I don't have to do like the cover, like everything. I can just let the book go. Like, I can leave the first page out, and people want to read it. I don't have to try and sell it as an author. I love that. I'm really happy with it. So I'm really proud of that. So I'm like, oh, I can just say, I don't need to go. So that's really great for somebody who's disabled to have a book like that. So I can do things differently this time than I did when I was first starting out. So anyway, it's good to be back and doing things a whole new way. And I want to thank you guys for getting me this far and being with me on Twitter. And yeah, Twitter's been interesting, hasn't it? We've really discovered a lot in the last 6 months. Even though I've been cycling, it's forced me to just stay on Twitter and just do research. But haven't we discovered a lot? Like, we have discovered a lot in writing the book. We've discovered a lot too. So maybe we should discuss what we've discovered together while we're on this little quick trip to do my manuscript. So let's see. Today I wrote about like all that we discovered. We discovered the companies. Okay, so here's what we discovered. Behind the UN, we found out, like, they all say Soros, George Soros. Well, it turns out Soros is just one of like a bunch of people who fund this sustainability movement globally. It's like PwC, BASF, Mercedes-Benz. There's this whole conglomerate of groups that came together, these companies, and they're board members, and they come together and they meet, and they discuss how to take away our rights, our private rights as citizens. And it's all about slavery versus rights. And they also fund the conservative groups. They fund the conservative groups to promote capitalism which all socialist countries have. We found out that all socialist countries have capitalism, even China. That's why China is the second largest country in the world. And we even found out that the Nazis had capitalism. Like the same companies, Bayer and BASF, they funded Hitler. They did World War I, World War II. It's all about slavery. They just want to take away our rights. So there's so much we discovered on Twitter. And I'm doing threads now to help everybody kind of figure it out. And look at where I live, you guys. I feel like I live in the most beautiful place in the world. I just really do. And, well, I don't know. I think I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I really, really want to do like a how do you call it? I really want to do a series on America, because I've done 47 states, and I was teaching a student the other day, and they said, oh gosh, my phone is stopping, and now you guys are going to hate this recording, so I better just go. But a student said, I've never met someone who's done 47 states. And I was like, what? Like, they said, I've never met anybody that's done 47 states. And I never realized that. I didn't realize how unusual that was. And I'm thinking about actually talking about each state. I don't know. Maybe you guys will like that. But really, it's all about rights. And that's what they pay conservatives. They pay conservatives, like, I'm not going to say which ones, but there are speaking fees. I'll just give a range, 20 to 50 grand a speaking fee. I'm going to give that range. And only those companies can afford that. Only sustainability companies can afford that. So they pay them to not talk about rights. That's the only difference between a communist country and a democracy, is rights. We have rights, those people don't. I better go. No license plates. Love you. Bye.